Hi everyone, welcome to my channel Swarna Ma'am's Biology. So in this video, we will be discussing about what is the necessity of classification and different hierarchy, that is different levels in the classification. So this is a continuation of the topic which we have discussed earlier in the same lesson, that is living world and the diversity. So it is the second video related to that lesson. So let us continue. So we know that there are millions of species surrounding in the earth. Yes. So, is it possible to study each and every organism? No. And is it possible to remember each and every organism? No, we can't remember. And it is very difficult to study each and every organism. So, there is necessity to classify the organisms based on certain characters. So, what is classification? So, when we are classifying or when we are dividing the organisms in different categories based on some observable characters, so we call it as classification. And when we are arranging them in different categories, we call each category as taxon. So, each category we are calling it as taxon. Example, so suppose wheat plant, it belongs to one taxon. Cat, it is also one taxon. Dog, it is also one taxon. Means these are certain groups after we are grouping certain organisms with similar characteristics into one group, and each group we are naming it as taxon. Okay. So what is the necessity of that? So when we divide and when we classify in different taxon, so if we study one organism in the taxon, there is not necessity to study each and every organism present in the taxon. Means they are similar in characteristics. Then when we see the taxon at different level, for example, if it is a dog, dog is a mammal. Yes. So that mammalia, when it is belonging to the means it is a mammal. Mammal is one taxon, and dog it is one taxon. And we know animal. So it belongs to kingdom Animalia, and it belongs to the family Mammalia, and it is dog. It is carnivora. So we will study now what are those characters. So each category we are calling it as taxon. Means based on certain characters of those organisms. Okay, we are calling it as taxon. And based on certain characters, when we are classifying the organisms, we call it as taxonomy. Okay, so what are the elements of taxonomy? First is characterization. Then we have to identify certain characters. Then we have to classify based on that identified characters. And then we have to name. So all the four comes under taxonomy. First, we have to characterize the organisms. Then we have to identify the organisms with similar characters. Then we have to classify. Then we have to name. So the study of all these, we call it as systematics. So systematics is a study of identification of the organisms, then classification, then nomenclature, okay, and characterization. So all those we study under the branch systematics. So let us take a small concept test now. So what is meant by binomial nomenclature? So what is the binomial nomenclature? So we have given four options. This is system of providing the name with one component, system of providing the name with three components, system of providing the name with two components, any of the above. So we studied binomial nomenclature is system of providing the name with two components. One is the genus and the second epithet is, that is, species. So the option C is correct. Yeah. Now let us summarize some of the important points from the first video and this video. So characteristics exhibited by the living organisms include metabolism, reproduction, ability to sense the environment. Okay. So all these are some of the important characters to say that the organism has life. So The twin characteristics of the growth include increase in the mass as well as increase in the number of individuals, means it is reproduction. But growth and reproduction are not defining characters of the living organism, but that is metabolism, consciousness, and cellular organization are mainly the defining characters of our living organisms. Now, the biodiversity is a number of different types of the living organisms present on the earth. When a single plant or the animal is called by the different names at different geographical areas in order to avoid the confusion, the naming of the organism is standardized. Okay, so that naming we are calling it as nomenclature. So why we have to name? Why? Because, for example, as we like, we can't call a specific animal or a specific plant as we wish. There will be a lot of confusion. So there is a necessity for naming each and every organism or plant, etc. So that means to avoid that confusion, we have to name that organism in a standard level, which we are calling it as nomenclature. And we know binomial nomenclature, that is when a single organism is given the two components, means it is a system of providing the organism name with two components. One is the generic name and the second is specific name. Okay. It is nearly very impossible to study each and every organism. So it is necessary to classify the organisms based on some characteristics. Means the organism which have similar characters are classified in certain groups. So all those groups we are calling it as taxa. For example, those organisms which are able to uh, give birth to the young ones, and they can take care of their young ones, and which has the mammary glands, all those are called as mammals. Okay. And some of the organisms which are crawling, which have similar characters, we are calling them as reptiles. For example, those organisms which will be eating the other animals, we call them as carnivores. So likewise, based on certain characteristics, we are grouping them in different groups based on similar characters, and all those groups we are naming it as taxa. Okay. And based on characteristics, all the living organisms are classified into different taxa. That process we are calling it as taxonomy. Basic elements of the taxonomy include, that is, characterization, identification, and nomenclature and classification. So all these we are calling it as systematics. So systematics include identification, nomenclature, classification, and evolutionary relationships between the different organisms. Okay. So this is a summary note up to what we have studied in this lesson. Now, we go into the taxonomic categories. So before that, let us recall a test. Okay. Which of the following statements are true regarding the growth? So these are the revision of the previous topics. That is growth. It is only shown by the living organisms, shown by both living and non-living organisms, only shown by non-living organisms, none of the above. If we see, the growth will be shown both by the living as well as non-living organisms. That's what we have studied. So we even studied that growth is not the defining character to say that the organism has life. Why? Because even the non-living organisms also show the growth. So option C is correct. Okay. Now second one. Binomial nomenclature was given by, it is Linnaeus, Anton von Leeuwenhoek, Candolle, none of the above. It is Linnaeus. Linnaeus is the correct option. Okay. So which of the following is correctly written? Biological name of mango. We know biological name of mango is Mangifera indica, but in these options, which one is correct? So if we see here, when we see Mangifera indica, okay, the genus name is correct. Yeah, is a capital letter. But if we see the species name has to be started with a small letter always. Otherwise, both of them has to be underlined. So here, this option is wrong. Why? Because the species name is written with a capital letter. Even C option is also wrong. And here, if we see the B option, Mangifera indica, it is correct. Why? Because here The species name is started with a small letter. So the option B is correct. Now, ICBN refers to, it is International Code for Biological Nomenclature, where all the plants are given the standard names in accordance to, that is ICBN. Now, ICJN refers to International Code of Zoological Nomenclature. So it is the organization which will be naming or which will be giving the standard names to each and every animal, and we will be following it. Okay. So it is International Code of Zoological Nomenclature. So this is about some of the questions which we have discussed in our previous topics. So now let us again come into our topic, that is taxonomic categories. So we have seen, we have studied just now that we are grouping each and every organism based on certain characters. And that arrangement or systematic arrangement of different taxonomic categories, we are calling it as taxonomic hierarchy. Okay. For example, so all those organisms which have three pairs of jointed legs or six pairs of legs, we call all those animals as insects. Means insecta or the class insecta includes all the animals or all the organisms which has three pairs of jointed legs. So the characteristic which we have seen is, that is jointed legs. Likewise, all those organisms which have similar characters are grouped in certain categories. All those categories we are calling it as taxa, and the arrangement of different taxonomic categories we call it as taxonomic hierarchy. Okay, so it is an easy way to remember how we will be arranging. So mnemonic keep pots or dishes clean or family gets sick. So it is like a simple thing how you can remember. Okay. So first, these are the different categories when we are grouping the animals. So first, all the organisms will be generally kept in animal kingdom, and all the plants will be kept in the plant kingdom. And after that, we have to divide each organism based on certain characters. So there are different phyla or different divisions in one animal kingdom. Okay. So even the small insects belongs to the animal kingdom, and even man also belongs to the animal kingdom. Even cats, dogs, everything belongs to the animal kingdom. But all are different. So there is again necessity of categorization or division for each and every organism. So in the animal kingdom, again the organisms are divided into different phyla based on certain characters. Okay. And later, even in the phyla, there are different phyla, starting from invertebrate phyla and then vertebrate phyla, which we will be studying in the later lessons. Then in each phyla, again the animals show some differences and some animals show some similar characteristics. Again, the organisms or the animals with similar characteristics will be grouped under one class. Means each phylum contains different classes. Okay. So if we see a class, again, there are different organisms present in this class which have similar characteristics and which have not similar characteristics. Again, when we group the organisms with similar characteristics in one class, we call those organisms belong to one order. Means each class of the organisms contain different orders. Okay, so different orders are present in one class. If we see the orders, there are different organisms belonging to one order. Again, the animals with similar characteristics of one order will be grouped in one family. Okay. So when we see the family, in one family, again, there are similar characteristics and say some, there are different in some characteristics. Again, the animals or organisms with similar characteristics in one family will be coming under one genus, and even in the genus, the organisms with similar characteristics of one genus will be placed coming under one species. So species is a unit of classification. So when we arrange all these categories, all these taxa, the systematic arrangement, that is species, genus, family, order, class, phylum or division, then kingdom, this is called as taxonomic hierarchy. Okay, it is called as taxonomic hierarchy. So let us now see some of the examples. First means we have seen that the species or the genus, uh, species is the last unit of classification, and the different species will form one genus, and the genus means animals of a genus with some characteristics will form, with same characteristics will form one family. We will see some of the examples here. So here first we have defined species, the group of the individual organisms with fundamental similarities. So it is the lowest category. For example, if we take a lion, the scientific name is Panthera leo. Okay. And leopard, the scientific name is Panthera pardus. Tiger, the scientific name is Panthera tigris. So if we see here, all these belong to the genus Panthera. Okay. All these are belonging to the genus Panthera. But if we see the species name, Leo here, the species name for the leopard is Pardus and Tigris is for the tiger. So even though all are belonging to the same genus, that is Panthera, based on some characteristics, lion is not same as leopard and leopard is not same as tiger. But all lions are same. Why? Because they belong to the same species. Okay? All leopards are same because they belong to the same species. Likewise, tigers. So here you have understood, even though all these, that is lion, leopards, and tigers, all these are belonging to the same genus Panthera, the species name is different based on the special characters of that organism. Panthera leo, we call all the lions. Panthera pardus, we call all the leopards. And Panthera tigris is a scientific name of tiger. Okay. And another example. For example, brinjal. So the scientific name of the brinjal is Solanum merenacnina. And scientific name of potato is Solanum tuberosum. Both of these belong to the same genus, that is Solanaceae. Okay. Or they belong to the family Solanaceae. And they belong to the genus Solanum. But if we see the species, Melanognina include brinjals, whereas tuberosum includes tubers, that is potato, like that. So the scientific name of potato is Solanum tuberosum, whereas in the case of brinjal, it is Solanum melagna, based on the characters, special characters. Even though they are belonging to the same genus, again there is different in the characters which included them in different species. Okay. So when we see the genus, so the genus is aggregates of closely related species. For example, lion, Panthera leo, leopard, Panthera pardus, and tiger, it is Panthera tigris. All these three belong to the genus Panthera. Okay. Now, coming to the example, same example, that is Solanum maligna for brinjal and Solanum tuberosum for potato. Both of these belong to the genus Solanum, and they belong to the family Solanaceae. And what is family? A group of related genera, we call it as a family. For example, lions, tigers, leopards, all these belong to the genus Panthera. Okay. And that is Felis, genus Felis. So cats, they belong to the genus Felis. But both of them, even though there is a genus Panthera and genus Felis, both of them share some characters which made them, which included them to come under family Felidae. Okay, so which both of them, that is tigers, lions, leopards, and even cats, foxes, all these are coming under the family Felidae. Okay, so this family Felidae, again, we can say that that family Felidae includes genus Panthera as well as genus Felis, which because of some different characters, we have divided the organisms into genus Panthera, which included highly carnivorous animals like lion, tigers, leopards, and genus Felis. Even though it has some characters similar to that of the tiger, it is showing so many different characters from the tiger. So it is kept in the genus Felis. And we can say that again they are sharing some characteristics. So both of them are included in family Felidae. Okay. So family is a group of related genera. So these are, if we see genus Panthera and genus Felis, also share some characters. Okay. So which made them to come under family Felidae. And here another example of the plants: genus Solanum, genus Petunia, and genus Datura. All these belong to the family Solanaceae. Let us take a small concept test here. Lion belongs to the genus. Just now we have seen lion belongs to the genus Panthera. Yes. So now order, class, phylum, kingdom. So order. What is order? It is assemblage of the families with some similar characters. So families with similar characters, we call it as order. For example, that is family Felidae. What are the animals which are included? That is tigers, lions, leopards, and even cats. All these are included in family Felidae. And another is family Canidae. It includes foxes, wolves, etc. So this Felidae and Canidae, they are again sharing some similar characters. If we see, if we observe, there are similar characters which are shared by even wolves, foxes, etc., hyena, etc., with that of tigers, leopards. So, based on those similar characters, both, that is family Felidae and Canidae, both are coming under one order. Okay, both are kept under one order, that is carnivora. What is the means both the things, so that both the families, that is Felidae as well as Canidae, based on some characteristics, that is they kill the other animals and they feed on the other animals, so they are included in the order carnivora. So this carnivora is consists of two families, that is family Felidae as well as family Canidae. Okay. Felidae includes the animals, all the organisms or all the animals which are that is lions, tigers, leopards, cats. Okay. And Canidae includes wolves, foxes, etc. So if we see, there are some characters which are shared by these organisms, and again there is a lot of difference between these animals. So there is necessity for again classifying this order carnivora into Felidae and Canidae, and some of the animals are kept in Felidae and some of the animals are kept Canidae. Now, when we see the plants in family Convolvulaceae and family Solanaceae, based on some floral characters, means both of them have certain characters which included them in the order Polymoniales. This you will be studying in your botany. Now coming to what is order. Sorry, we have studied about order. So when we see what is class, assemblage of related orders or the animals in the order which has similar characteristics are coming under one class. Okay. For example, when we see primates, so all these animals are belonging to means this is assemblage of different orders. For example, order carnivora. This includes different classes. Okay. So when we see order carnivora, it includes different classes. Okay. So when we see order carnivora, it includes different classes. Just now we have seen, and each class is containing different families, and each family contains a different genus, and each genus contains different species. Okay, so but all these are belonging to the order Carnivora based on the character that they eat the other organisms. Means they kill the other animals and they eat. And when we see the primates, so when we see the primates, it includes apes, monkeys, hyenas, etc. So these order primates and order carnivora, all these, again, when we see some similar characters, all these are belonging to the class Mammalia, means they give birth to the young ones, means they are not laying the eggs, they are directly giving birth to the young ones, and they take care of young ones by giving the milk. So they belong to the class Mammalia. Based on the characters, we have divided the order into primates as well as carnivores. Even though both are sharing one very important character, that is, they are directly giving birth to the young ones and they are taking care of the young ones, there is a lot of difference between the primates and carnivores. So they are divided into order Primata and order Carnivora. So the class is divided into different orders. When we see the phylum, that is a phylum or division, there is assemblage of the classes, and the animals belonging to the class with similar characteristics we keep in phylum or division. For example, there is a phylum animals, division is plants. When we see in the case of animals, there are different phyla. That is, amphibians are kept in amphibians, reptila, mammals. So all these are belonging to the different phyla based on the characters which they share. Okay, so all these are different phyla. When we see, there are when you study in our next topics, so there are so many invertebrate phyla, and there are so many vertebrate phyla based on the characters which they share. So all these are belonging to the kingdom Animalia. So in the kingdom Animalia, there are different phyla like amphibians, reptiles, mammals, birds. So there are different phyla, and even there are so many invertebrate phyla also based on the characters that they share. So when we see the taxonomic categories, so kingdom is the highest category. That is kingdom Animalia, where all the animals of different categories are included. Then kingdom Plantae includes all the plants. Okay. So this is the highest category. So in kingdom Animalia, we include all the animals are kept in kingdom Animalia and all the plants are kept in kingdom Plantae. Means living organisms basically are kept in kingdom Animalia and kingdom Plantae. And when we see this kingdom Animalia includes different phyla, and each different phyla. So there are different phyla in the kingdom Animalia. Just now we have seen, and each phylum contains different orders, and each order contains different classes, and each class contains different families, and each family contains different genus, and each genus includes different species. So species is a basic unit of classification. So taxonomical categories showing hierarchical arrangement in the ascending order. So when we see species is the species is the lowest category. So different species are belonging to one genus, and different genus are belonging to one family, and different animals belonging to the families or different families are kept in one order, and different orders are kept in one class, and different classes are kept in one division, and different divisions of phylum are included in animal kingdom. Or we can say like this, animal kingdom contains different phyla, and when we see the phylum, when we study one phylum, it includes different classes. When we see each class, it contains organisms of different order. When we see each order, it includes different families, and different when we see the family, one family, it includes the animals of different genus. When we see one genus, it includes the animals of different species, or species is the lowest category. Okay, so let us take a small concept test from species to kingdom. Okay, so the number of common characteristics increases, the number of common characteristics decreases, the number of common characteristics remains same, any of the above. We have seen the taxonomic hierarchy. So species is the lowest category and kingdom is the highest category. So the number of common characteristics decreases, or that is the number of common characteristics increases. When we see the species, it has the less number of common characters when compared to that of the kingdom. So the number of common characters decreases. It is a correct answer. So let us summarize. So the systematic arrangement of the taxonomic characteristics is known as taxonomic hierarchy, and species is a group of the individual organisms with fundamental characteristics and is a lowest category. And the genus comprises of a group of related species. Okay. And the family comprises of group of related genera with less number of similarities as compared to that of the genus and species. And order is assemblage of different families with similar characters. And class is the assemblage of related orders. And in case of animals, the classes with few similar characters are assigned in the category which is called as phylum, while the plants, it is termed as division. Okay. So in the case of animals, we are calling it as phylum, whereas in the case of plants, we are calling it as division. Okay. And all the animals of different phyla are kept in the kingdom Animalia. And lower the taxa, more the similar characters. When we see lower the taxa, more the similar characters, higher the taxa, less the similar characters are exhibited. Okay. So this is about the taxonomical hierarchy. So now coming to the taxonomical aids. So this taxonomical aids, I will discuss in our next video. Okay. So I will be ending this video now. Hope you understood this video. If you like, please give a like, share, and subscribe my channel, Swarna Ma'am's Biology. Thank you.